See, because you got some people on this planet who have an inordinate amount of power, who are not necessarily elected or anybody that you might recognize. They may go under the title the Board of Deputies, but they have some serious clout to the degree that when they talk, British politicians tremble. Tremble. What kind of power is that? Because I know you think that the people you elect are the ones who are in power. Some of us thought that Barack Obama was in power. Black people got excited when they saw a black man heading for the White House with his black wife and black children in the White House. But did you know that on the night of Obama's inauguration, the Republican politicians got together in a hotel room and they said on the night of his inauguration, we will not pass one bill that Obama tries to put through. And did you know that throughout his 8 years in office, they stuck to that? And they blocked everything that man tried to do? Do you know that Obama was the most threatened president in the history of presidents in America? Did you know that he was subject to raw racism? Did you know that they called Michelle, his wife, a monkey? Oh man, you don't know the half of it. See, a white policeman insulted Henry Louis Gates, who is a very well-known black activist within the United States of America. And this white policeman basically arrested Henry Louis Gates at his front door. Black man going into his big mansion, white policeman comes up, arrests him, locks him up, and then of course they discover who the man is, they release him later. Obama made the mistake of making a comment about it, saying that what had happened was quite idiotic, or worse to that effect. What? Did you know that they forced Obama, the president, to meet with this white policeman on the White House lawn and sit down and have a beer and apologize to the white policeman? That's the president. Did you know that Obama used more drone strikes and killed more people than George Bush when he was in office? Trying to appease the neoconservatives in the political arena, and yet they still hated his guts? Come on, man. Come on, beloved family. Listen to this. In January this year, the Trade Union Congress announced that the average UK household owes £12,888. The average UK household owes £12,887. Now that's the average. I think they're talking about the average white household. See, look, years ago, Prince Charles got upset. He began to look at the English school system. And he said that the English school system is failing the students. Do you think he was talking about black students? If it's failing white students, why do we think that our children are going to do so well in this place? Some of you went to school here. I went a couple of days. I managed to get a couple of days in. Because if you know the truth about my background, I've had about 3 years of formal education my entire life. And the best education I had was in Jamaica when I was a young boy. And when I came here, because of family breakups and all kinds of madness, never really got to the school. But, beloved, understand what I'm saying. They don't fit. They don't fit. The British educational system was never designed to educate black children. Did you know that one of the ingredients to real education is that the teacher must love the student. I want you to hear me. I want you to hear me. We've got one of our beautiful brothers with us today who is a school teacher, or at least he was a school teacher. And I know that my daughter used to talk about you all the time, because he was teaching my daughter. And she had such admiration for you and I could tell by the way she spoke about you that she felt a connection to you. And not just any old connection, but because you're a black man in the classroom teaching a black girl. She felt that because you weren't hiding that. Because a lot of our teachers, black teachers, they're trying to be other than themselves in the classroom. The last thing they want anybody to see is that there's any blackness in them. This is the condition of black people today. But as a teacher, if you're going to be successful as a teacher, you have to love the student. Your desire has to be that the student is going to climb on your shoulders and go beyond where you got to. That's the ingredient. But the situation that our children are in today is that they're in front of teachers, sitting in front of teachers who quite often, if it's a young white girl, she's holding her handbag. She's scared of the student. If it's a white man, his hands are the palms are all sweaty because the boy is 6 foot tall and he's 15 or 13, 6 foot plus. One of my little students here, young brother, but he's giant, man. He's a giant. Giant in more ways than one. But you can't be afraid of the student and teach them. But this is the reality that faces most of our young people in these schools. And you and I went to these schools, and you know what we experienced. The little time that I went into the school, when I came here in the late 60s into this country. And when I went to school in the late 60s, early 70s, it was nigger mind, go black home, you be all white in the morning. And so much more. Look, beloved. But then we make the terrible, horrible, horrible decision that now we got children, and what do? We send them off to the school. We don't tell them nothing. We don't tell them what we went through. I heard a black woman on the radio one night. By the way, I'm really struggling even to get into my subject here. I heard a black woman on the radio one night, and she was basically saying that she had never taught her child anything about racism. And she was really proud because she just doesn't want her child to grow up to hate anybody. But now she was absolutely distraught because her child's coming home suffering from racism. I said to myself, well, how idiot. I said, you set your child up. One of the mistakes that many of us are making as black people is that we're not passing on the history that we went through. The Honorable Marcus Messiah Garvey said a people without knowledge of their history is like a tree without roots. When you look at a lot of our young people today, you're looking at them and you don't recognize them because they're not rooted in anything. I watched the movie with, what's that movie with our young brother Walter, Ashley Walters, what's the movie that he did? Is it Top Boy? Where it starts where he's coming out of prison. You know, anybody know that movie? He's coming out of prison, Top Boy. And I'm watching the film and I'm saying, my God, there was no reference to anything Caribbean, anything black, anything. It was just this little black boy coming out and talking about, yeah, all right, blood, all right. Just straight. But there was no reference point that you could anchor anything to, because that's what they're doing to our youth. And you're wondering, why are these young people so crazy? Because they got no roots. They're not rooted to nothing. And whose fault is it? It's our fault. Because we've failed to make the links for them so that they would be grounded in a way where they would have a knowledge of themselves. Which is why, even though you're adults in the room, I have to say, beloved, because I'm a Jamaican, and Jamaicans are can be some of the most ignorant. Yeah, we can. Jamaicans will tell you, hey, you see me, I know that already, boy. You can't tell me nothing. Boasting in ignorance. Boasting in ignorance. Jamaican will tell you, hey, you see, don't make me get dark enough. Don't let me get ignorant. Like I'm going to go there deliberately. My God. Look, beloved, don't be a typical Jamaican. We have to humble ourselves. Once you say you already know it, you closed off every avenue to learning. As God is my witness, I'm way into my 20s now. As God is my witness, I enjoy nothing better than learning new things every day. I love it. I get excited. I get out of my bed in the morning. I'm excited to learn.